Hey everybody, this is Holiday, and welcome to episode 1 of Healing Holiday. Today's topic is the importance of therapy. Um, just to open the episode, you know, I've been on a healing journey since beginning of 2022. Um, Dealt with a lot of toxic and negative relationships where infidelity was going on, lies, all kinds of things, and it wasn't until I joined a seminar called the University of You, which was developed by Zoe Williams from out Pasadena, California. And he has the Zoe Up Morning Show that you could tune into every Monday. Comes on around I think it's close to like 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But when I went through that seminar, it actually revealed myself. It allowed me to hold a mirror up to myself and see things that I either didn't know was going on or I was just in denial about. So it allowed me to discover accountability, to learn how to set boundaries, to learn that I do have value and I'm worth being loved, respected, and just valued. But yeah, therapy. After I did that, I went through therapy through BetterHelp, which is an online therapist. And once I connected with my therapist, I was able to dive deeper and discover what the source of my trauma was, and realize that I was carrying around baggage for X amount of years and not really realizing that I was carrying that baggage. I was thinking that, oh, if a relationship ends the way it ended, I just move on. And I take my time, and before I find the next relationship, and that was healing. No, all I was doing was getting trust issues in my bag, that I was, my baggage, and not seeing my worth, and not understanding boundaries needed to be set, and not holding myself accountable for allowing these things to happen. I was always pointing the finger at everyone else, saying that, oh, it was their fault. I'm a good person. They just couldn't see it. But no, I was allowing this to happen. So if I allow something to happen, that's on me at the end of the day, because I should have shut it down and moved forward. But after all of that, I felt free. Like I felt like it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders I didn't even know was there. And initially I didn't think I needed help. For years, there's always the stigma about therapy, especially in our community. And you know, mental health struggles in general across the board has predominantly been dismissed or stigmatized. And you always hear, what happens in this house stays in this house, or just pray about it. And this is like cultural norms that kind of discourage seeking help and just keeping everything internalized and within. And that's not the way to handle things. It sometimes, yeah, you may feel better with just handling it that way, and it may work for you. But for deep seated trauma and depression and toxicity and things like that, I think that therapy is the way to go. And addressing the stigma openly, we can help normalize these conversations. And I hope that that's what I'll be able to help with, conversations about mental health and hopefully anyone watching, and you may consider therapy, that may be dealing with, you know, trauma, anger, depression, just bouts of emotions that you can't really explain. Um, Historically, has been, you know, different reasons why, systemic racism, socioeconomic disparities, and, just historical trauma that's contributed to like unique mental health challenges. And therapy can provide tools to navigate these challenges and foster resilience, because that's what we need. We need to bounce back from this toxicity, from the trauma. We need to heal, because if we all heal individually, then we can all heal together, and then we can unite and really see the value in ourselves and in each other. And, you know, to break down the barriers to therapy, we have to address common reasons therapy might not be sought, which may be costs, maybe access, the stigma that I've discussed already, or lack of representation among therapists. Any of those can be reasons not to seek therapy, but they may also be excuses, because there's a way around everything. And if you want something bad enough, and if you want to heal, you want to change, you'll make it happen. Because, it's the importance of competent care, especially culturally competent care. And, there are a growing number of Black therapists and mental health advocates out there. So just keep that in mind. Like, people on the other side that are there to help you, that may have shared experiences with you. They're there. And, there are benefits to therapy. Therapy, it offers a safe space where you can just, process your emotions, heal from trauma, and develop coping strategies that will help you come out at the other end of the tunnel. It can also help you address generational trauma and curses, which often affects like, the family dynamics and your individual well-being. And sometimes you may not even be aware of it because it's just the norm. Um, I believe like solutions will be like, we're building a supportive network can make therapy more accessible and less intimidating. We got to support each other. We got to support healing. And you don't have to just, look with your friends or family. There's community leaders, there's churches, and there's organizations that can play a role in promoting mental health awareness. And that's very important. There's also initiatives dedicated to mental health in our community, like Black Mental Health Alliance and the Therapy for Black Girls. So there's resources out here. Please believe it. And this is just me speaking from the point of view of someone who has sought out therapy, who still is seeking out therapy, who is still healing, because I still have triggers. I'm still trying to get through things that have been on me for years. I know how to handle it better because I know how to set the boundaries. I'm accountable. I'm aware. Those are very important. And also I see my worth. I have confidence. And that all comes from therapy and going through Zoe Williams' seminar at the University of U. that started me on the path. So I'm forever grateful. What I encourage you to do, if you're feeling emotional and you can't explain it, if you know you have trauma that you never confronted, if you're depressed, if you just feel like you need to talk to someone, explore therapy. You know, you don't have to internalize trauma. You don't have to internalize pain. You want to like break the chains and be free. And if you know that this episode can help someone, share it. Share it with someone that might need it. Make sure you leave your feedback and questions because this will be revisited in the future. And in the future, I want to bring on people that have went through therapy, who want to share their story because they feel like it may help you. I want to try to connect with, therapists and everything like that and try to bring them on here so they can give their expertise about different topics that I'm going to discuss over the course of this podcast. So thank you for tuning in to episode 1 of Hill and Holiday. Every Monday, I'll be here, and I hope that you'll jump on this healing journey with me. Peace and love.